Hello, my name is Dennis McNicholas.
And I'm Karin McNicholas.
Karen and I have been married for 46 years. We have 3 adult children and 6 grandchildren.
We are members of the core team of the marriage ministry of the Eastern DuPage Deanery. Many of us are experiencing stress and insecurity in our personal lives during these times of social distancing, health fears, financial insecurity, and isolation. We in the marriage ministry would like to provide you with simple tools and strategies to assist your attempts to keep your marriages and loved ones emotionally and spiritually connected and peaceful. In this way, we, the churches, and not the church's physical buildings, are the domestic church that has existed since the beginning 2,000 years ago.
Please join us on this journey by using with each other the tools that we are demonstrating in our 5 YouTube videos. These are proven strategies to stay connected with spouses and families. Our hope is to enrich your repertoire by providing emotional safety and at the same time love, acceptance, and happiness during these times of distress. Enjoy and may God bless you and your family. Before we start the tool, or the demonstration, one of our children sent us a joke that we thought would be appropriate during the stressful times. It's attributable to Eric Siegelman. He said he and his wife have come up with a new game that they played during this period of quarantine. It's called, "Why Are You Doing It That Way?" And he said there are no winners. And if Karen and I had more time, we would demonstrate for you how it is that there are no winners. That's a different YouTube.
So today we would like to introduce you to a tool called the Complaint with Request for Change. We have signs up here that give you the name of the tool as well as how to do it. So the Complaint with Request for Change is an alternative to doing a criticism, which that Joe points out. Had you been here last night when we were preparing our dinner, you would have heard us play that joke probably 2 times at least. Each. So this, it's called a Complaint with Request for Change. And as Dennis said, it was, or as I'm saying, it was originally created by Virginia Satir in 1983.
So if you cover your left eye with your hand and read the smallest line that you can read, you will see the attribution to Virginia right there on our fireplace.
So as we do with all tools, we ask permission first.
Because our partner's spouse gives us the gift of time and attention. That's why we ask for permission. So Karen, will you do a complaint with request for change with me?
Yes.
Okay. I have noticed that when I give you what I call a wake-up call in the morning, which I love, from my office, and they ask you to call me after you've gotten up and about, that sometimes it's hours before I hear from you, and often I have to call you. And I would prefer instead that when I ask and you consent, that you actually do call me much sooner than happens sometimes.
Okay. I can understand you're wanting to hear my voice and talk to me in the morning. And I'm so sorry that sometimes I'm really neglectful in calling you back in a timely way. And I'll try to be much more attentive to that. I do get distracted sometimes, and but that's no excuse. And I will try to do it in a much more timely way. And I like your calls in the morning.
Thank you very much. Thanks for listening.
Okay. Will you do a complaint? Right. Can I do a complaint with request for change?
It's not a good idea to say no. Yes.
Okay. I have noticed that during this time of quarantine, when you come home with your mask and your gloves on and your outer coat, that sometimes you don't take your coat off or your mask even, and you come into the kitchen and the family room, you give me a kiss, and not with the mask on, but you're taking it off in the kitchen, etc. And I prefer instead that you take off all your outer clothing, your coat and your shoes and the mask and the gloves, etc., and leave them in the mudroom and not bring them into the house because I'm worried about the contamination.
Okay. given how critical it is that we stay safe during this period of the virus and how easily it has spread, I think that's more than reasonable that you ask that. And I'm sorry for the times that I'm not more thoughtful when I come home.
It's not like you don't do it. You often take them off in the mudroom, but I would like you to do it more often.
I will make every effort to do so.
Okay. Thanks for listening.
Okay. And once again, notice that we hold hands or touch with knees or both. And at the end, we get to kiss.
So as you will notice, this is different from the joke that Denny told at the beginning, where there's a lot of criticism in that or implied. So this complaint with request for change tool is very different from criticism. With criticism, it starts with a you. And the alternative, for instance, for me to ask Denny to make that change would be for me to say, why don't you take your clothes off take off your coat in the mudroom and don't bring that stuff in here. Why are you doing that? And so that has a lot of you in it, and it criticizes Denny, the whole person of Denny, and not just the behavior. So it also causes defensiveness and anger on the part of the person that you're criticizing. It uses what John Gottman calls a harsh startup. John Gottman wrote the book 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work.
So on the other hand, the tool begins with an I statement. It focuses on behavior and smaller issues. You would not use this tool, for instance. I've noticed that you are depressed. We have different tools to deal with situations like that. It encourages change, and it has that soft startup that distinguishes these two different types of dealing with the same issue.
We consider these tools, and many people consider these tools to be a form of prayer. It's a form of emotional openness, and it gives us an opportunity to grow and change and to become more sensitive to each other's needs. It also helps avoid the conflict that often is created under stress in families. We thank you for joining us on this journey, and we ask God to bless you and your families.
Take care.